3-point lead, Kentucky Duke ball. 8:58 to go in the first half.
All right, let me see about it. We're back. Sorry about that.
See, I think you're rooting for the wrong blue, buddy.
I want to see this Cooper flag
It's hard to tell, man.
in action as Duke takes on Kentucky. Nice little early season action on the college football score on the hardwood. Cooper flag at the line. Now, here's the thing. The reason that I'm throwing this, and I'm just gonna push this to the side a little bit. The reason I'm throwing this in the mix is because it occurred to me that for the first time ever, we could be looking at two of the best players. Not the first time ever. First time in a long time. Two of the best players soon to be in, and I want to see this Cooper flag thing for myself. I've seen enough highlights. I've never seen the kid play a live game. So it should be an interesting watch. And I think for the first time ever, within the next 3 years, we could be talking about the best players. Can we say this? Can I say what I'm about to say? We're going to find out. The best players in professional basketball, hands down, would be non-melanated. My milk toast brothers, whom I love. You know, race is a thing that's such a taboo to speak of for the dumbest reasons. The difference is skin deep, I think. I'm fairly sure. So it's like, you know, why such a taboo? It's bullshit anyway, right? But you know how long it's been since the best player in basketball on the pro level was a white guy? I'm just keeping it a thou wow. My less melanin equipped brethren. You know how long it's been? And what if the top two? Because as it stands, now that's not to take away from the KDs or the Kyries or I'm talking about the guys though that will argue for MVP now, because that's how you gauge it. Who wins the MVP? And every year, the most valuable player is at least that on an NBA level, excuse me. And then there are occasions, a LeBron, a Michael Jordan, when literally the MVP and the best player in the world are synonymous. There were a lot of times when Tim Duncan, for instance. I think Tim Duncan's got an MVP, a couple of them. Let's find out. Hold on.
Just come down there just shooting threes.
Let's find out. Cooper flag.
Timeout.
And he plays with this attitude that you just got to wonder. See what he's working with. Thanks to this gentleman. It's a wild, wild world. It's a wild, wild streaming world on YouTube, Rumble. It's a wild, wild streaming world. The idea, the hope is to, you know what I mean? Entertain. The hope is to entertain.
Yeah, throw that mid away you smoking.
So I do want to talk about how long it's been. Is it okay to say that, and is it okay to postulate that there might be some reverse? I don't like the term racism, not because it's not a real thing, but because it's such a lightning rod for a conversation that doesn't have to be that tense. you know,
Everybody want to be a three.
it's the human race first and foremost. So that's
They shoot so many.
let's put that out there. Unless you want to get into Neanderthal versus human versus Cro-Magnon.
Coaches for not
Okay, those are different
controlling their
races of
like, get a good shot.
bipedal
I'm mad at
humanoid
coaches
beings.
for allowing
But
this
in general, it's just the human race. Now, there are different ethnicities, and so it really just has to be
shit.
an
PZ
ethnic
good,
conversation.
bro.
And basketball, I mean, there's a whole movie called White Men Can't Jump, right? So, and, you know, it's a running joke. Any white comedian would never be castigated for saying, you know, black guys are really good at basketball and white guys aren't. You know what I mean? So let's just think of it in a comedic sense. But from that lens, is it
I wanna give thanks to,
racial
Taylor Collette.
to
Thank you so much for the
postulate
donation earlier.
that many
I try
in
to
today's
make the
punditry,
rates to shout out all the
sports-wise,
donations. I appreciate
are
it.
loath to dub a white man the best player in basketball? I'm saying that as a Negro.
We chilling over here.
And it's just from what I've seen happen with Joker. And if Cooper Flag ends up being
You know
what he is projected to be, which is a generational talent, there are lots of really, really good basketball players in basketball. Many of them, in fact, are white. But I'm talking about the ones who climb into that best player on the planet conversation. That's it. That's all I'm saying. How far back would you have to go to find the last non-melanated man that qualified as a solid candidate for best basketball player in the world?
That annoying little cousin, like, what? Get away, mother. He's cool as shit, man. Love him to death, but
I love this
he get
brother.
on your nerves 'cause you keep
Whatever he's talking about, I love this brother. Let me see what he's
stuff
talking
to
about.
mess with you to get you mad.
My partner, Mac, is always telling me like, "Hey man, you gotta, you know, you're there.
Say
He goes,
chilling
Cooper Flag.
tonight.
That's
All
the
right,
guy."
Peasy. We'll see come second half. We'll see how that change.
You got a target on his back. You got to prove it, right? The hype's not enough. I know my guy. Joker proves it every night. My guy proves it every fucking night. Night in, night out. 4 games in a row. 4 triple-doubles in a row. He just pulled the Nuggets onto his back and was like, not in this lifetime, boys. I got us. What do you need me to do? Everything? Sure, no worries. And for that,
Exactly 21.
not only do we thank him, Nuggets fan faithful, not only do we thank him, we readily recognize his skill and his talent as, quite literally, I'm telling y'all, he's the best player in the world. If Cooper Flag ends up being anything close to it, he's already got 12 points, he's 4-7 from the field, 4-4 from the line, missed 2 threes, got 4 rebounds. Like, and from what I've seen, he's dominant amongst the young. But if you saw Team USA when they were working out against the national
Hey,
junior
Roger,
team,
man, thank you for that super chat, brother. I'm a truck on the road. Thanks for the cool.
I'm a truck on the
Shit,
road.
extremely
Thank you.
helping. Hey, man, shout out to you, Roger. I appreciate that, man. Hey, we here, bro.
He's got a lot of game. Good offensive rebounder.
I'm a stream of a stream. This is how I don't think people understand though. Like some of y'all got to come into the world. Like I'm blessed to be able to do what I do for a living. I work for myself. I work from home, and I've always stayed media adjacent. And just now decided to jump back into the streaming world for real. And yeah, if you know the ecosystem, if you know the streaming ecosystem, it's a lawless place. That's a foul. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on Coop. We'll keep an eye on Coop the Loop, and see, you know, not only how he plays, but I do want to have a conversation about
Cadillac, man, you welcome, bro.
when is it okay to acknowledge that
Appreciate that, man. Thank you for rocking with me, brother.
that the the best player in basketball is, in fact, a non-Negro. To just acknowledge what is. I'm not even talking about, kissing no ass or nothing. Duke's up 30-24. Oh, he missed it. Tip.
Ooh, nice strong move.
College basketball for a long time was my favorite to watch.
Oh, Jackson been quiet, man.
And then once it was the one and done wave and you just saw young guy after young guy pollute the NBA. Knipple. Guy's last name is Knipple. Just don't pronounce the K. Just call him Noople. It's Noople. I don't think it's Knoople. Isn't it a silent K? Don't you go silent K?
Offensive foul.
I'm not sure about this. Do you go silent K whenever there's a K up front? Isn't it always silent K? Gotta be. That's a push off. Sorry. I was talking earlier on Kill You With Truth. Go over to Kill You With Truth and you can see the full Monty,
Man,
the really
always
put
need to,
together version of
do
my
something.
thesis that
Always been quiet.
Prime is going to
Always
be
need to get something
being
started.
Deion Sanders is going to be
Knipple with the triple.
Knipple with the triple. It's gotta be Noople. Is it really Knoople? How do you pronounce this young man's name? Is it really Knoople? Con Knoople.
Is that Brea? Okay.
Yeah, N-U-E, but first of all, is new, not ne. It's new. Glue, blue. U-E is always the ooh sound. It's Knoople. Come on.
Knipple is trigger happy, boy. He gonna shoot no.
Come on.
That was a bad contested shot. He still shot. He said, hell with it.
It's got to be Knoople. Can we go to the card on this? Can we go to ChatGPT on this?
Damn. That was a good shot.
What chat at?
Hey, Zerfy, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the sub.
I'll give him a sub.
I appreciate that, Bram.
Bingo. Give him a sub. Dub the sub. Get a sub some love. Can't be Knoople. Can't be Knipple. Gotta be Knoople. Knoople. Where the hell is my chat GPT?
People say, oh no, daddy needs a timeout. Yeah, where is Hayden, man? He was here earlier.
There we go. Vale, what's up?
Did 15 kick him out?
Hey, Oren, just hanging out. How about
No, I
you?
don't think
Still
15 kicked
recovering
Hayden.
from the marathon live stream?
I'm fully recovered. Hey, quick question for you. Knoople, Duke Blue Devil guard. How do you pronounce his last name?
It's pronounced Nupe. So Khan Nupe.
Is it Nupe? Is it Nupe? Are you sure about that?
Hayden is hiding in the corner. I'm sipping on the story.
You're right to double check. It's actually pronounced more like Newpol, so Khan Newpol.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was Newpol. I thought saying people keep saying Knipple. That doesn't even seem phonetically correct, right?
Yeah, nipple definitely doesn't sound right. I get why people would mix it up, though. Names like that can be tricky, especially when they aren't super common. Glad we cleared it up. Common it is.
Yeah, it's Newpol. It's people who keep going Knipple. And I think they're doing it on purpose. Is that Freudian? That probably happens Freudianly. You know what I mean? Like, you don't mean to sound like an asshole. You don't mean to sound like you don't know how to pronounce the kid's name. You just, you know what I mean? Just trying to get it done, and you're blowing it. Anyway, let me get to my thesis real quick about Coach Prime. While we can come back to that conversation
doing
about
some scouting. Okay, hey,
Cooper
I ain't mad at you,
Flag.
man. I ain't mad at you, man.
Turn him down a little bit. So Rex Ryan started this goddamn wave that I'm a little better now. I was more pissed the other day ago. I was more pissed about it, but I'm better now. Rex Ryan threw it out there like, oh, you know what would be great is that the Dallas Cowboys need to go get Coach Prime. And the only reason why it pissed me off is because these people don't think for themselves. So as soon as he said that on Sunday. And Stephen A. Smith came in yesterday, Monday, like, oh, I have this, brave prediction. Now, do I think that Coach Prime is easily swayed by other people's opinions of what he should do with his life? No. He's a man with his own plan. But just the noise, right? The chatter. It's distracting, one, because it takes the focus off of the young men, up in Boulder who are actually accomplishing. They're pulling it off. He's the lightning rod of the attention grabber. But without question, as is, obviously two Heisman worthy candidates, one, I think, walking away with it by the game. Although that kid in Boise State is, I'm fairly sure, on his way to breaking the NCAA rushing record. It's just not as flashy. That's what sucks for that kid. What's his name? Oh, he's got one of those names. Dele, Bison, something like that. Little stocky dude. It's not as flashy. Nobody cares about the running back position anymore. There's no flash to it. And he is a special back. He's built like a little tank. Damn, Newpol is they keep calling him Knipple. It's so annoying. It's crazy. They keep calling him Knipple. Con Newpol. Putting up 10 so far. Anyway, it's just the chatter with Prime. It's the chatter and the, oh, yeah, now you have to listen for the rest of this year at people who are no closer to the situation than I am here in Maryland. That will offer up every reason why it just makes all the sense in the world for Prime to leave Boulder because Boulder can't hold his star. You know what I mean? Like they can't handle the attention that he's worth. And, I think it's even questionable, not to question Prime as a winner, but I think it's even questionable whether or not he could excel on the NFL level. I just don't think what he's selling is anything that NFL guys are buying. When you look at D'Amico Ryans, there's a definite difference between D'Amico Ryans and Coach Prime. I do think that a player-coach model is what the NFL is moving toward. I think in sports in general. I think sorry about it, but if you're not Andy Reid, I think that the old ball coach version is going to die. It's a dying model. One, football has, and all sports, I think they've all taken this quantum leap forward as health and wellness has changed. First of all, guys being able to maintain their bodies. But also just, I think the Madden constant analytics, like football's just a different game. It's no longer, a cloud of dust and, a wishbone offense. It's really about the height of scheming in football as a sense. And then on a basketball sense, I think with all these guys, I think social media has made everybody just infinitely more cool. Everybody's cooler. Like everybody acts like a pro already. Everybody acts like a pro already and too cool for school type. And I just think that there's certain aspects you got to be able to relate to today's professional athlete in order to get any respect from them at all. I don't think that the motivations are the same. I don't think that the burning desire, the burning desire to be like, it's not about being great. I'm just talking about being like in the fraternity and all I am is a football player or all I am is a basketball player. All that shit's changed. So I think you got to have the type of coach on both sides, at least in the NFL and the NBA. I think you need a type of coach that is knowledgeable about the game, relatable to the players. Relatable to the players, probably 1A over knowledgeable about the game, and has a new approach and just a new look at things. Having said that, I don't think Prime is either one of those. I think he is the best of what college coaches can and should be now that NIL money is a part of the deal. What you need is the type of guy who can re-excite the collegiate athlete about playing at a program and prestige. And what that is building like the best program in the world, making it supremely unfair. I mean, like literally just getting all the best talent. Everybody wants to go play with you. Everybody wants to win championships with you. You're running ripshot over the competition. Rare is the occasion when you're not in the championship conversation. Rare is the occasion when you're not pulling down the best recruits that recruiting has to offer. You have a success rate in terms of placing players in the next level. In this case, football, obviously. It's just a high success rate because you usually have all the best players and then the guys that are coming to you through the portal. Everything that he said in this press conference today led me to believe that he knows what he's got in Boulder. You got the best facilities. Sure, they could be better, but the more money that pours in, they'll be better. Soon, I'm telling you, he's going to because of him, there'll be baseball again at the University of Colorado at Boulder. It's just, he is a magnet for success. There's just no other way to say it. And I think that all the speculation in college football is coming from the guys who can see exactly what I'm talking about. You're not going to be cooler than Prime to these kids that want that. Let me restate that. There is a type of player that Coach Prime will appeal to. You ever see the movie The Program? There's a kind of player that he will appeal to. These players are going to be smart. Don't get it twisted. They're going to be tough, flashy, disciplined. Think about how Dylan Edwards didn't work out. Think about how it didn't work out with Dylan Edwards. Yeah, he does. I'm telling you, man. Cooper Flagg, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it 2 in a row with the best basketball player in the world. Nah, it's just I think it's interesting only because now the shoe's on the other foot. The shoe's on the other foot in a certain way, and it's like I feel like it's kind of from a punditry aspect. It's kind of a reverse. It's kind of a reverse discrimination. That's a better word than it's kind of a reverse discrimination. It's like a non. You can't even mention it. The NBA fought for so long. I'm going to get back to Coach Prime. The NBA fought for so long against acknowledging that Joker was the best player in basketball. And that's for a couple reasons. It doesn't look like LeBron or, the greatest athletes that we've seen that have dominated on an NBA level. It's not as cartoonishly freakish. There's a aesthetic to looking good while being great at basketball. There's an aesthetic to it. You know what I'm talking about? When you got Kyrie. Kyrie is a magician. He's like a conductor of a symphony. When you watch Kyrie play basketball, everything he does looks sweet. It looks tight. You know what I mean? It's like It's a beautiful thing to watch. And there's a lot of guys like that. Steph, I would say, is one of those guys, although his jump shot has always kind of looked weird to me. Like there's that sort of kick out kind of thing that he does, but the handle's there, you know what I mean? The trickeration is there. They just make it look really good. The athleticism's there. You know what I mean? A guy like that, when he moves and he's taking that layup and there's just a style to it. That's part of what soul brought to the game. You think all the way back to Magic and the no-look pass. That's what we brought soul to the game. That one-hand dribble that was dominating. Havlicek steals the ball. That I'm not taking anything away from John Havlicek, by the way. I'm quite sure he was a great basketball player. I never saw John Havlicek play. But I'm quite sure he was. You know what I mean? We brought soul to the game. That's what, we bring soul to everything because we just got soul. I'll give you, when you watched, why did they call white chocolate white chocolate? I mean, do I need to explain it? No, I don't. You know why they called him white chocolate. Jason Williams. They called him white chocolate because he played with soul. You know what I mean? I used to go to synagogue, and we went to synagogue. There was this guy from Detroit. His name was Jerry. Shout out to Jerry. Tried to talk me through the breakup of my marriage. Him and his wife, Theresa, a black woman. Jerry was a white man from Detroit, raised by a black pimp. His mom had dated just a black cold motherfucker, like one of them cold motherfuckers. And when you see Jerry walking, what was Jerry's last name? I'm going to forget their last name right now. When you'd see him walk from behind, you'd swear he had that Obama strut type. It was just like, damn, that's a brother. But then you look, he had the ducktail. I mean, you could tell it was a white man. I mean, if he'd have covered up his neck or his hands, you'd have had questions. But he had soul. Jason Williams, when he played basketball, he had but he had soul doing it. Put Jason Williams juxtaposed to Steve Nash, another great skilled guard, skilled basketball player. It just looked different. Soul. Okay. The best player in basketball it's almost like the best player in basketball, the best player in the world can't not have soul. Now, that's not to say that Joker don't have soul, because when you see him do certain things, but I'm just saying that the plodding nature of his game, it doesn't look very athletic. He's not jumping out of the gym. And so I think that basketball punditry, which is dominated by former players, which are mostly black, I'm just saying, they were loath to give him his flowers. They were loathed to give him his flowers. By the time he was looking for his third MVP, they're like, it just can't be. That's when it's got to be Joel Embiid. I also want to throw a top 5 out there. This one's in favor of Dak Prescott. Top 5 most overrated guys. I want to go in the 2000 odds, but man, I got a lot that I want to try and stream about tonight. We'll see how long I go for. I really just want to catch this game. I was going to leave it alone, but then I saw Cooper Flag was going to play tonight. I'm like, and then I saw this dude, Ortega. Shout out to Ortega Owe. I just subscribed. Go over to his channel, Sports Live Reaction, and like and subscribe. Get the notification bell. Support the brother. Because anyway, there's a reason why. It's just easier with a bootleg of a bootleg. You know what I mean? It'd be like if a guy who came into the barbershop and he just bought every DVD he's about to sell to you from the guy outside the barbershop. I'm the guy in the barbershop. Ortega's the guy in the barbershop. I mean, Sports Live Reaction is the guy in the barbershop. Outside the barbershop. Anyway, not the point. It felt like for the better part of the year especially the year that Joel Embiid was given the MVP And that's what it was. He deserves it. That's all I kept hearing. He deserves it. What does that mean? Did he earn it? And there's just been no question to me that while Joel Embiid is a great basketball player, there's just no question to me that he's never more valuable. How can you be more valuable when you're not even on the court every season? You can't. Don't you have to be able to be counted on to be the most valuable player to your team, especially if your team can go on and still succeed, which those 76ers teams did in terms of at least being postseason eligible. All the games that he missed never stopped that team from being, and they've had like 4 different iterations around him. So I'm just saying that I think the conversation was just moot. And I think that this is me. I have no proof of this whatsoever, but I can tell. I know people. Not I know people like I'll have people come get you. I mean, I will have people come get you, but I know people. And I've heard conversations. If you watch Gilbert Arenas' content, who I think Gil has fit perfectly into this world because he's a troll. Not a troll like, you know what I mean by troll. They were just loath to give it up to Joker because the way it looked. And the way that it looked has a lot to do with the fact that he's this expressionless. He does definitely look like the dude from Despicable Me, giant basketball savant who doesn't have a lot of, he's got soul, but it just doesn't look like it looks in a smaller package. I'll put it like this. Females can have the same version of Air Max as males, but they always look better in the female side because they're small. You know what I'm saying? It's little. And so it just looks better than if you have like me, I'm a 12. Most of the shoes, just like, what's this extra piece of rubber? Like, why how come they don't look, they crease in the toes? And I've always been kind of hard on my sneakers, but I've tried. And it's just like women have these cute little, so that's the same thing with guys with little feet. The only thing that you do have going for you is that you make sneakers look great. Sneakers look great. Your sneakers look great. Little feet, your sneakers look great. No, I think that as a social experiment, you do it for yourself. Poll why people who don't think Joker is the best player in basketball. And I guarantee you'll get the sense if they don't say it outright, like, white boy can't be that. White man can't even jump. He can't even jump. He can't even jump. He ain't got no rise. He ain't got no handle. Although Joker got a handle. But when it comes to being the best player in the world in basketball, the question isn't how it looks. The question is how it lays. How does it play out on the hardwood? How does it play out? And night in, night out, you just see that there's nobody, yes, more valuable to their team, but actually better at the game of basketball than Nikola Jokic. 90+% of the time, he's going to make the right play. He knows where everybody's on the floor. Rebounds his position on both ends of the floor. Plays great defensive comedy steals that he gets, and he's good in the pick and roll. Shoots a high percentage from the field. Shoots a high percentage from 3. Hits his free throws. You see where I'm going with this? And all of those things pan out to wins for his team. If he doesn't have the 4 games that he just had in that homestand stretch, the last 4 games, where he recorded a triple-double in everyone, including a 38, 15, and 17 and 15, 18 and 15 game, this last game, we're talking about a homestand that maybe they go 500, maybe. It's not even close. And that's taken into account that KD's in the league, all the young talent, Jason Tatum, you name the guy. There is not a better basketball player in the world than Nikola Jokic. And I submit to you that if Cooper Flagg is anything close to what he's been looking like, he's going to be running up that nigga's back because we're also talking about a guy, the 5-tool type player. I don't care about the flash, the dunks, the athleticism, all that shit's nice. Scoring a lot of points, all that shit's nice. The question is how much is your plus minus when you're on the floor? How much is it valuable to your squad? How much do you dominate your matchups? Simple. So when the second half starts, we'll look at Cooper Flag some more. I just want to see it. I'm interested for the first time in a long time. College basketball got bad for a while because of the early exit. You just didn't know. I didn't know anyway, and I don't got time like that to be following all you knuckleheads everywhere. I don't have a team, although I'm telling you, see you Boulder. I'm just going to get all black and gold. It's all black and gold on mine. It's all black and gold on mine. Can't say yellow because it ain't yellow, but it's all black and gold on mine. Give me my theme music. Shout out Mike Coates, Hitsville Records. Hey. Back to Coach Prime. I can show you better. I can show you better than I can tell you, man. Boom, boom, boom. Doom, 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 doom. Skit, doom, skit, doom, doom. Boom, boom, boom. Fight, 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 fight. Buck 'em up, go see. Hey, fight, 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 fight. Buck 'em up, go see. All right, I'm leaving no take it because I found somebody. And wait till he gets baseball up in Boulder. Fuck him up, go see you. Because you know he loves baseball, right? Fuck him up, go see you. I have a little, like, quirky little loves. You know what I love? I love blacks in baseball.
Good evening.
Is that racial? Why is everything race with you, Orrin? Why is it always race with you? It's not. I'm saying I just love Negro League baseball. Fight. Buck 'em up, go see. Does this sound like a guy who's leaving Boulder for Dallas?
How does a man wait for you to take shoes off?
Oh my God, Christmas. It's already running up our fucking backs. Does this sound like a guy? Listen to this presser. Does this sound like a guy
who's sophisticated? We give me water with a straw.
dying to get out of Boulder?
Water with a straw. You're no one from Fort Myers. You can have these luxuries with a lid on the cup.
Is that a luxury?
Wow.
Lid on a cup of water? By the way, taking water and putting it in plastic. Not that I haven't drinking out of it. I mean, as I say it. So it's not that I don't get it, but this is the height of human stupidity. The wonderful, wonderful, life-giving elixir, packaged in plastic. We are killing it in the evolution department. Way to go. Good job, good effort. Good job, good effort, humans. Good job, good effort.
Great walk today. Beautiful campus, man. God, this campus is so beautiful.
Now, that sounds like, I did this before, but I don't mind doing it again. That sounds like, oh, he's just playing it up. I genuinely believe that a God-fearing man like Dion, and I can't wait till we cross paths, and we will. I see great things in our future as content partners. I just see it. I pick up genuine God-fearing man. While my approach to that subject is different, and while my approach is different, I definitely ride with anyone who has found something that gives them a higher sense of purpose. I fuck with that, and I feel like everybody should. I've also been to Boulder a lot, hiking. I've fallen in love with the out of doors myself. The out of doors. It sounded so weird. The beauty of the Flatiron Mountains and hiking around in those mountains, the beauty of Boulder on a gorgeous day, it's breathtaking. It's almost spiritual. I'm being for real when I say that. So I know that if you're not used to that, which, this is a Dallas, the difference between, I would imagine, I've been to Dallas-Fort Worth. I haven't spent a lot of time, but the difference between Dallas and Boulder is, you fucking kidding me? There's wide open spaces in Texas, and everything's bigger in Texas and all that. But it's not comparable. You would have to, that's why I always say Palo Alto. You'd have to go to a place that's backdrop and setting is so beautiful, pristine to match Boulder. There's going to be a lot of places like, I've never been to Bloomington, Indiana. I know they got deep pockets and they're running it through, but I'm talking just as a campus feel. Because that's part of the college experience, is what does it feel like to be here? Yeah, we're winning football games, but, Tuscaloosa? I'm quite sure it's great. I've never been to Tuscaloosa. You're just hard-pressed to have a better looking, feeling environment than Boulder. And that's coming from a person who's experienced Boulder's worst when it comes to such a beautiful place with such crappy people. But I can only imagine. I haven't been there since he took over, but I can't wait to get back and spend some time up there just to see how Boulder has adjusted to all that blackness. Let's be honest. I'm talking about it on the other side with Cooper Flag and Joker. Listen, people who know. What is it? If you know, you know. Boulder, especially when the team's been good. If the team is bad, I would imagine that the African American population is just like, but when they're good, it's like, yeah. Right. Leading up to this, but with this show in town, Bucky, because it's not just Prime, it's Bucky, it's Shiloh. You know what I mean? It's every one of his homies that's showing up every Saturday. There's more blackness in Boulder, Colorado than many would care to. But it's like, man, the football's good. So it's like Fuzzy Zeller and Tiger Woods. It's like Fuzzy Zeller tolerating Tiger Woods' existence. Can we be honest? It's like grinning and bearing it, like, oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great. He's doing so great. So, you know what you do? You tell the boy, what did he say? Where's Fuzzy Zeller? You'll never live this down, you racist fuck. You'll never live this down. And this is the world that we got to get past. We just went through a whole election where it's like, can we get past this shit already? Is it possible? Well, I know one part. I know one part that needs to be acknowledged is the history of this country. The quicker that the country gets to the point of just acknowledging owning it. You got to own it.
Little boys driving.
This is some of Boulder's finest when they're thinking about. So what do you think about Coach Prime and the success that he's brought to Boulder?
He's doing quite well. Pretty impressive. Little boy's driving it well. He's putting well. He's doing everything it takes to win. So you know what you guys do when he gets in here? Pat him on the back, say congratulations, enjoy it, and tell him not to serve fried chicken next year. Got it. All right. Collard greens or whatever the hell it's.
Hold on. So when it comes to Coach Prime becoming one of the hottest commodities and happenings in college football, and it's happening right here in your town, in your backyard in Boulder, what do you think about it?
He's doing quite well. Pretty impressive. Little boy's driving it well. He's putting well. He's doing everything it takes to win. So you know what you guys do when he gets in here? Pat him on the back, say congratulations, enjoy it, and tell him not to serve fried chicken next year. Got it. Right.
Got it. Zing.
Or collard greens, or whatever the hell it's called.
Whatever the fuck. Jesus.
He's doing quite well.
I'm quite sure there's a lot of grin and bear it. But you know, I think that confronting our demons is the best way to show everyone it's not so scary. It's not so bad to have a couple people that don't like you because of your race. Variety is the spice of life. Not everybody's going to like you. They got to respect you, though, when you're respectable. They got to respect. Just make sure they respect you. You don't need everyone. I think young people, all types of people need to understand that you don't need everyone to like you. You just need to make sure they respect you. And if they respect you, maybe one day they'll grow to like you. But you don't thirst for the approval of the masses. Thirst for the respect of everyone that you come across. Not even thirst for it. Earn it. Put yourself out there in ways that garners the respect from everyone that you come across. And I guarantee you, 10 times out of 10, even the ones that don't like you, if they respect you, they'll grow to like you. Because the hate, it's something in your own heart. So I think that such a dynamic black presence in a city like Boulder, and if you know, you know, has had to have softened some things or made people challenge, you know, like, why do I feel? Why did I just say I hope they don't start serving chicken and watermelon at CU games in the stands? Why did I just say that? And you just confront that thing. You confront it and you're like, maybe it's me. And when there's a constant cavalcade, a constant circulation of, I'll say, dynamic blackness in Boulder, Colorado. That's why I got to go see it. I have to go see it. Because, this is the great changeover. We're either going to come together as a nation or we're going to fall apart. And all the things that we call differences between one another, when you really get down to it, everybody's got a mom and a dad, contrary to popular belief. Even the bastards had somebody that gave birth to them. Put our pants on 2 legs at a time, and except for the amputees, and even then you're still putting on your pants, whatever version of pant you have. We have so much more in common than we have that separates us, and especially left and right, all the divisions. The first thing to do is search your soul and find out that we're not all that different. And then the places that we are, variety is the spice of life. And it's okay to not be liked. It's okay that someone chooses not to like. As long as that they can't legislate there not to like and impede your progress, it's a good growing tool to learn that, not everybody's going to like you. But you shouldn't want that anyway. Like, what kind of weird person just wants everyone to like them? Doesn't that seem weird? That seems a little weird. It's a little much. Hold on. 46-40 Duke. I'm trying to see some of this game. I want to see how Flag plays. And it's college basketball, right? So he's going to have, it's not just a one-man show. It's not just a one-man show. Duke's big on the inside. You can just see the size. Oh, that's a nice move right there, boy. That's a nice move. Oh, he's up for the task. A lot of people are like, fuck Flag.
The first 5 points of the second half belong to the...
Interesting. 5 straight for the Wildcat. 5 straight for the Wildcat. Flag. No, not a good shot either. Another shot at it. Flag. No, 2 in a row. Goes and gets his own rebound. Out of bounds. That's off you. That's off you. He had 2 wide open looks at it. Cooper. What a name, Cooper. Coop. There's the Manning. Cooper is the oldest of the Manning boys. Yes? Yes? It is true. Yes? He's his best. Still stuck on 12. Duke's got 3 players in double figures. And they got quite a class. Newple, not nipple, not knipple, Newple, and Proctor. I do remember seeing Proctor. Both of them were high. Oh, man. God, college basketball is so good. When it's good, it's so good. When they're get that Cooper Flag. What a block. He's long. He plays big. He's got a nasty streak. Nah, I'm going to pin that. That's not what you wanted to do. He's athletic.
Of the Wildcats fans yelling, now it's let's go Duke, and now Butler's coming out with his 3rd foul.
Watch Knipple on this. Oftentimes he'll set it up.
It's not Knipple, man. Stop doing that, Jay Billis. It's disrespectful.
Kerkrisa has taken the place of Butler for Kentucky.
We're going with it. I know it's going to get copyright straight. I know. Oh! Malawach.
Great court sense by Knipple.
It's not Knipple. It's Newple. I guarantee you it's not Knipple. I guarantee you it's Newple. Oh, my God. All right. I'm not doing this with you guys. Knipple. Do you say Canuck? Are you the asshole that says Canuck? No. Why would it be any different? Why would it be and why would K? Okay, let's say the K is not silent. Why would KNUE be Kne? Blue, BLUE, true, TRUE. Come on. Never in any pronunciation is UE. And you clowns are Knipple. You're a knucklehead. You're a knucklehead. Knipple. Get the fuck out of here. Get the bleep out of here. Cut the horse bleep. The Golden Knights. What? Canuck. Who's there? The Golden Knight. Like what? Knipple. And then the nipple part. I think the nipple part is pissing me off more than them not giving the K its proper silence. I think that's working my knipples. That's twisting my knipples. That they're not just not giving the K its proper silence, but that they're pronouncing UEPPEL, knipple, as opposed to newple. Oh man, that wasn't your shot. Simple, newple. And if it's not, if the K is not, it's knipple, but it's not knipple. What's the U? So now we're doing silent U's? That's what we're doing? Jay Billis, I wish you were a silent U. You feel me? Knipple. It's newple. It's not hard. It's English. It's probably one of those dudes, like GNU. I almost did it. Fuck off. Newpole. You know what a new is, or a newt? GNEWT. Newt. Or a new. No, there used to be a guy on a show that I used to watch that was kind of like Sesame Street or something. I can't remember what it was called. But there was this guy on it called Gary GNU. And he was a GNU. He was a new. I think it's actually a new. I don't think it's called a GNU. Because Americans are knuckleheads. The fuck is a silent K, by the way, anyway? Like, who What? Oh, let's find out. Hey, Vale, what's the origin of the silent K? Like, where did this come from? This phenomenon of silent K. Where did that come from?
The mysterious silent K. So silent K words like night, knee, and knife go way back to Old English and other Germanic languages. Back then, the K sound was actually pronounced like kunif and kunite. But as English evolved around the 15th century, pronunciation shifted and the initial K sound got dropped while the spelling stayed the same. The silent K phenomenon stuck around because English absorbed influences from other languages, so it's a leftover from our language's medieval past.
I think it's stupid. I think a silent K is a mind. Excuse my language, but it's a mind fuck for no reason. Why?
I totally get it. The silent K really is one of those quirks that just messes with people's heads. English has so many of these oddball rules that don't always make logical sense. And you're right, it feels like an unnecessary obstacle, especially for people learning the language. But for some reason, English just likes hanging on to its weird historical quirks, even when they're kind of pointless.
Exactly. Thank you, Vale. Knipple. Just say noople and move on. Get back to Coach Prime. We'll check in on Cooper Flag. Cooper. Luckily, it's not KN. His name should be NKOOPER. So you knuckleheads could fall over yourselves from mispronouncing it and call him the Cooper. Cooper. Fuck. I hate English.
It's unbelievable. Why wouldn't you want to be a buff right now? Something's wrong.
He's making the sales pitch constantly. You think he'd be making this sales pitch only to be like, all right, boys, I'm out of here. I'm going to coach the Dallas Cowboys. By the way, who the hell wants to work for Jerry Jones in his altered state of being?
Students of the week, Brandon Davis Swain, integrative physiology. Brady, is it Copats, right? Copats Finance and Real Estate, which is awesome.
Which is
TV,
awesome.
with Kansas selected on Fox. We will have 9 regular season games on network television. All of the 12 on either the flagship ESPN or network television. We're the only team nationally that has appeared on all 4 networks, which is incredible.
Ooh, imagine when they have their own TV deal and they're being not simulcast, but all of the games that don't appear. Like, you're going to have to lose some of those national games. I don't know how exactly it will work. I'm working this out. But my idea is that they ink a deal with Prime akin to, well, first you got to go independent. So you get out of the Big 12. You just go indie. And then you ink your own TV deal with Prime akin to Notre Dame's TV deal with NBC. And off you go into the wild green yonder. Schedule whomever, play whomever, anytime, anywhere. I'm telling you, this guy has, and I got a video that I'm going to watch. I was going to watch it last night, but I think I'll put it on this. Traveling all-star team type, back to that era. He's going to build that in Boulder. Watch. I'm telling you, watch. He's going to build a college football powerhouse, a college sports powerhouse, to where basketball, baseball, to where every sport benefits from this man being there. Watch.
We're the only team nationally that has all 12 games on network TV or the flagship ESPN this season. National Players of the Week, Jordan Seaton, awesome. Freshman of the Week, Shador. Davey O'Brien, National Quarterback of the Week. And Earl Campbell, Player of the Week. Earl, my man. Travis is on the semifinalists for both Maxwell Player of the Year and the Bednarik Defensive Player of the Year award. First player since Teo. You remember Dale? Y'all remember Dale? Dale's awesome. He was awesome. What else? Shador is also semifinalist for the Maxwell Award. Only team to have 2 Maxwell semifinalists this season. Travis, 9 receiving touchdowns on offense, giving up 0 receiving touchdowns on defense. 39 first downs receiving on offense. Blah, blah, blah. 99, blah, 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 blah. Defense. We lead the Big 12 and 6 nationally.
I just want to point something out real quick. I know this is one person who's spamming the chat. Black power, black power, black power, black power. Somebody said bots. Black power, black power. There's a thing going on. Running adjacent. It's a sociological happening. Everybody's talking about him running to Dallas. Oh, look, it's here in the comments. Dallas is trash. Jerry's a trash owner. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Deion loves Boulder. As soon as Rex Ryan threw that out there, the national media caught a hold of it. Oh, Deion to Dallas. He played in Dallas. Oh, Deion to Dallas. He's got to go to Dallas. Oh, the money's in Dallas. Oh, Dallas is going to suck. They're going to lose out. Then they'll get rid of Dak. Dak's on the, he's, by the way, you're not getting rid of Dak now. Another season where he can't finish. Damaged goods. Ain't nobody taking Dak off their hands. Not like that. Oh, they're going to lose out and they'll position themselves, and then Shador will go to the Dallas Cowboys and play for his dad. It's not happening. For a myriad of reasons, it's not happening. And not only is it not going to happen for a myriad of reasons, it's not going to. The one reason that matters is because I think this man knows what he has on his hands in Boulder. He has the ability to build a program that can benefit men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, football, all sports. The rising tide lifts all boats type thing. All because this man decided to make Boulder his fall home. His, 9-month-a-year home. And then go home to Texas. And he will do that. And there will be more and more concessions made. Because, once football season's over, I'm quite sure he gets to go back to Texas and, half and half it. Stay on the recruiting trail. He's going to build a program in Boulder that I think when it's all said and done, nothing like this will have ever happened before, to where you will literally see the Deion, the prime effect. You're going to see it change the culture of that town, because there's going to be just a lot more African-American representation up there. It's going to change the culture of that town. It's going to change the sports culture of that school for decades. For decades. This guy. And I'm so proud. I never really was a Deion guy like that. I never had a problem with him. I've always respected. You're talking about one of the greatest athletes of all time. And I know people say that, but you got to understand, this is a guy who also played pro baseball for the Yankees and the Braves. Just one of the greatest. This is history before your eyes as far as athletics goes. He himself. And he's not self-proclaimed. He's a winner. And I never really had, it never bothered me. Yeah, the Flash, I think the Flash got in the way. But what I had to realize, early in this season, a little bit last year, I definitely like the maturity that I've seen with Bucky. Because really everybody's entry point was Bucky's content. And I think last year, leading into this year, there was a lot of Bucky in the content. A lot of interactions between Bucky and the guys that he's got the camera trained on, which is crossing that fourth wall that we're not used to. Those of us who have TV backgrounds, the fourth wall is that this is just a window into your life. There's not, you know what I mean? It's in the drama and the decorum, and the camera guy doesn't talk to the talent. And Bucky broke that wall down. No bullshit. Deion Jr. broke that wall down and was like, I'm talking to my brother, so I don't know what y'all. And then the conversations, and then the flash and the chains and the money. I just know, personally, it wasn't offensive to me. It was more so I wanted to see them do well, and I didn't want the lightning rod of skepticism that comes from, you guys don't even take this seriously, and you're disrespecting the sport, and da-da-da-da-da. And then I had to check in with myself. Wait, why does a black man need to kowtow to these societal, which are all dumb, quite honestly? Let me tell you something. Coaches wearing suits, and I know that it doesn't happen much, if anymore, to sporting events. I know it happens in soccer. Coaches wearing suits. It's an athletic event. Nobody else in the stadium has on a suit. You all stuffy and hard bottoms. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You just take yourself a little too seriously. It's sports. And so the decorum and how it's supposed to go, and the media holds this position, and the coach, and then you started getting coach speak. And that's how you had these carbon copy. Everybody says the same thing. Well, we're just 60 minutes of football. You're going to play hard. You're going to go out. We got to block. We got to tackle. So passe, boring. Well, you just score a touchdown, hand the ball to the ref. For what? These dudes are dressed like space-age gladiators, and you want them to act. You know what I'm saying? I had to check in with myself, like, what part of this did you buy into? What part of this indoctrination of sports as a professional exploit? Yeah, they're pros. They're pros. But that whole, he got fucked up. No, I think he did his thing. That whole thing of what pro sports is supposed to look like. How you're supposed to conduct yourself in sports in general. Good sportsmanship is one thing. Flash and all that, it's just like, I had to check in with myself, like, why don't you? And what I just didn't want them to face the arrows. And you know what he said? Damn your arrows. Fuck all that. Bring them. I know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm flashy. I got my gold chains, but there's a spirituality there. And I had to really question myself, because it was this year. I was like, okay, all that flash. When you lose one, they're going to come at you. And they weren't afraid to stand in front of that. And that's something that I thank him for, teaching me. You got to be 100% yourself. I was just talking to my brother about this. Switch up and adopt whose philosophy about what you're doing for what, for why. For decorum's sake? Nah. What Prime brings to the table is 1,000,000% authentic. And people fuck with authenticity. You can feel it. Yeah, he's theatrical. There's theatrics there. You can see when he's searching for the preachy words to say, and make it look cool, make it sound cool. Okay. But he's been this his whole life in front of the camera. There's no reason to believe that this ain't him. That we've seen him. This has been Deion. When people show you who they are, believe them. And the two things that he is, he's flashy. 3 things. He's a God-fearing man. He's flashy. 4 things. He's a God-fearing man. He's a great father. He's flashy. He's a winner. What the fuck more you want?
Sacks, 4 straight road wins, all by 14 points or more. And good job, Curtis. Awesome. I respect the head coach that we're getting ready to go up against so darn much. It's unbelievable. He is one of the pillars of the Big 12, of course. He was like that with the Pac-12. He's a legend. He's a true legend. What he's done consistently Utah is unbelievable.
What do you say? You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good.
So I have not only respect but admiration for what he's accomplished, and I would just wish my career could be a portion of what he's accomplished and all the young men that he's sent on to the NFL, as well as a better situation for themselves with the tools that he's instilled in them. But my hat's off to that whole staff and what they've accomplished over decades. Let's go.
Over decades. Keep that in mind. Do you think everybody's goal is to keep climbing the ladder? Do you think that is like everyone's even unstated goal is like, well, once you catch it on one level, you got to go catch fire on another level. There's never no stop. You don't stop. You keep going. And once you're done with the NFL, you go coach football in heaven. Some people know when they're in their spot. Bobby Bowden never felt the need to take on the NFL. Made a great living well before the money got super ridiculous. Nick Saban, another guy. Tom Izzo, another guy. John Calipari, he tried it. And he was like, hey, I'm a college guy. Coach K, I'm a college guy. Y'all ain't got it yet? That some guys get it? This is one of those guys. Bobby Knight. This is one of those guys. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. He will be the Eddie Sutton of the Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer he went to the NFL with it. But you could tell he was a college guy. Not everybody, it's funny to me, almost the vampiric thirst for other people to put upon you, whoever high profile is X, well, of course you dominate on the college level, then of course you want to go back to the NFL. You want to go to the NFL and dominate. And it's like, why? Because that's the path. Who said? It wasn't the path for this coach or this coach or this coach. Joe Paterno. You can go through the list, and they're fewer and further between now. But I think all that's coming back, especially now that you can pay these kids. Oh my God. Now that there's not a suspension, an SMU death penalty waiting on you. Oh, fuck. Now, you better get you a CEO like Dion. They're going to be searching for him. There's not a lot out there. He's one of one. That's for goddamn sure. Michael Irvin, yeah, but does Michael Irvin have, and not even Michael Irvin. You got to think about a guy who combines greatness, X and O's. He's not your coordinator, but he knows what he's looking at. You can tell he knows what he's looking at. Greatness with X's and O's, great CEO, great pitch man. Swaggered. We're talking Nikola Jokic, greatest of all time. I think we're looking at the greatest recruiter ever. I'm saying that now, hands down. The greatest college recruiter ever. Who, when he looks player X's mother in the eye and he's like, I want your son to achieve greatness, she's going to believe him. It's evangelical. He's like a TV church preacher. And his pulpit will be in Boulder for the next 20 years, as long as he wants to do it. And they will win. Oh, will they win? Oh, will the wins come rolling in? They'll win. They'll play for national championships. They'll build new facilities. There'll be baseball programs. The women's basketball program, which has always been great. Women's basketball has always been great. The men's basketball program, which has always been formidable. Since Ricardo Patton's days, they've gotten. Get ready. Don't believe me, though. Keep listening to Stephen A. Smith.
Hey, Coach.
Both of us have a pushback. I don't have a pushback. I just have a high forehead. But only one of us is right. And it's me.
Good. How are you? Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. Just curious, Jimmy's status for this week and how he's feeling.
It's going to be day by day. We hope he's able to work Thursday if he gives us a good Thursday, Friday.
I love Jimmy.
Then he's a go. Jimmy's the kind of guy that he likes to practice, but, I don't think he's capable right now, but you never know how that will change by Thursday, by week's end. Tremendous asset to our offense. It disables us a little bit for doing certain things because he's so explosive, and it's always a threat of him scoring from anywhere on the field. But he's in the training room early, getting his treatment, and we're praying for him right now.
Hey, Coach, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. I know that you're aware.
I thought you stole.
Hold on, let me check in on this guy. No, I think he got busted. We'll keep an eye on Cooper Flag over here. 6157 Duke. What's Cooper got? 17, 14, 17. 8 rebounds, 6 of 14. Efficient night. He's on the wrong side of, to me, I like efficiency, but you got to get your shots up too, right? That 1 of 5 from 3. Too many guys are jacking those up, man. We'll see if I mean, they got 4 players in double figures. Looks like Duke's going to be the real deal this year, which pains me to say. I should call my brother. He's a Duke fan. All right, hold on. Let me keep going with this real quick. I'm not gonna stay on it too long because I do want to watch. I have.
You stole them. They must don't fit.
I've said all I need to say. I'm done with this. I'm calling my shot right now. I'm calling my shot right now. No less than a dime. No less than a decade in Boulder. Calling my shot. Coach Prime will be on the sideline for the Buffaloes. Minimum decade. That takes him to 67 years old. He's a young man. He keeps himself in great shape. I could see him coaching to the Joe Paterno age of about 77 or so. I'm saying minimum decade. He will not coach another football game for another program. Mark my words. It will not happen. There will not be, not pro, not college. He will retire as the winningest coach in the history of CU. He will retire with no less than 3 national championships to his credit. No less than 3. That's the small end. That is the short end of the stick. 3 is the short end. Hold on, let me get my theme music on. And then we'll watch a young football player. We'll keep the theme of football and the pipeline that it is. Minimum decade for Prime. Minimum decade. No less. Decade. No less than 3 national championships. Nationally ranked every year. I'm talking about Alabama type numbers. That's what he's going to put up. Who's one of his better friends in the world? Nick Saban, that I know of. I don't know their relationship, but it seems like they're pretty close. So what did I say? No less than a decade. Minimum 3 national championships won. Top 10 national ranking for 80% of his career. Not a single season unranked from this point forward. There'll never be a time when CU is unranked. As long as he's the coach, there'll never be a time when they're unranked. Never anything more than a 3-loss season. And there'll only be one of those in his tenure. Well, 2. We'll say 2 because he already had one last year. And he'll retire from football as the head coach of CU football. Prove me wrong. He's got everything that he needs. He's got everything, all the makings. It's all the makings of a storybook. It's all the makings of a storybook. Skull Buffs. Oh, Kentucky said we will not go quietly. So good. So good. Such a interesting turn of events. Who would have saw this coming? Not me. And look where it started. It started in let's see. It's gonna take a second for my Hey Vale, you there?
Right here, Orin. What's up?
Hey, what was Coach Prime's junior football sort of coaching record? Like, how many championships did he win as a juniors coach?
Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, had an impressive run coaching youth and high school football before jumping into college coaching. While coaching at Trinity Christian School in Texas, where he was the offensive coordinator for his son's team, they won 3 state championships in a row in their division from 2017 to 2019.
Sounds about right. 3 national championships. What's 3 national championships within 20 years? You know what I mean? 3 or 4. 4 or 5. I'm saying anywhere between 3 and 5 over the course of a 20-year career, but always in contention. Splitting it up, sharing the love. Now, it could get John Wooden-like. I'm telling you, because of the amount of talent he's going to be able to get up there. But football's quirky. It's always a one-game situation. You know what I mean? And a blind squirrel finds a nut. It's basketball, baseball. Usually the best teams win because you're talking about a game, a series of 7. In a series of 7, the best team is usually going to win, 4 out of 7 times. If not, sweep the other squad. Gentlemen sweep, what have you. Same thing with baseball. Usually the best team. Like we just saw that with the Yankees and the Dodgers. It wasn't even, it wasn't close. In football, blind squirrel can find a nut. One team is off. The other team, comes in, catches lightning in a bottle, goes on a run. Pittsburgh, the Ben Roethlisberger Pittsburgh Steelers championship team was one of those teams. I believe they went in as a wild card. They had won their last 7 games. Heading into the playoffs, they were hot, and they caught every team that didn't want us that was going to be better than them, including the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, and sent them home. So sometimes that football can be like that. And there are going to be off years. You lose a game here, you lose a game there. But I'm telling you, he could have a Wooden-like run up in Boulder. Let's see, how many national championships did John Wooden win? Hey, Siri, how many national championships did John Wooden win at UCLA, and how many of those were consecutive?
John Wooden won 10 NCAA national championships.
Oh, I got you,
in a
Oren.
12-year period as head coach for the UCLA
John Wooden
Bruins,
won 10 national
including a record
championships at
7 in a row.
UCLA, and 7 of those
This
were
answer is from
consecutive from
Wikipedia.
1967 to 1973. His record is still unmatched in college basketball.
You feel cheated on? Do you feel cheated on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vale. I won't do that again. I'm talking about John Wooden-like numbers. Straight up. Straight up. What time is it? I don't want to stream too late because I gotta actually turn around and do this again tomorrow. So I think this is a good time to get out so I can wind down for Brad. But I think that was a good segment. I think I got a good rant out of it. So yeah, be easy. And until next time, we'll see you the next time on Via Leg. Good News Travel Pass. Bye-bye.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Jesus Christ, we can't run.